Hi, Maximilian.
Hello.
I'm Angélique de Lencquesaing, co-founder of the iDealwine website, which is today the leader of French wine auctions and the world leader of online wine auctions. So I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Maximilian Riedel. I'm the 11th generation of the glass company from Austria. We are all about wine and glass. And I think there is a wonderful connection between your house, your maison, and our maison. So it's good to be back in Paris, especially when it's this kind of sunny weather.
Thank you for being here. Well, I do recall a fantastic masterclass that happened at the Grand Tasting Méthane de Sceaux a few years ago, where we were tasting the same wine served in different glasses of Riedel glasses, and the wines were so different. I was completely amazed, and when I got out this masterclass, I thought, well, I need to have a new house to store all the different wines I will have and I will serve for the different wines. So I really was impressed, and I discovered a new way of drinking wine.
Mm-hmm. Happy to hear, yes, because we call ourselves tool makers. We have for generations studied not only the art of making glass, but also exploring the world of wine. It was the wine industry that invited us to not only make pretty and beautiful glasses, but tools, instruments to showcase their wines to their customers. So we are the link between the bottle and our senses. In between, you have the loudspeaker, which is le verre Riedel. So we're very proud to be a part of the wine industry.
And so, can you tell me something about this specific glass?
Well, we have a beautiful bottle of Bordeaux. It's a fantastic vintage, 2022. And the glass that you have in your hands is from our performance collection. And it's a very modern looking glass. The performance is driven towards the fruit. And so this shape goes well or best with this kind of wine, with this kind of fruit. I don't want to call it style of wine because we don't make glasses for styles. We make glasses for the grape variety. And this separates us from all our competitors. And I believe that when you have this wine in this glass versus any other glass, the wine will just show itself at the very best.
Great, I understand. But what we notice now, I understand you don't want to speak about styles of wine, but still the consumption habits are changing.
Sure.
And people are drinking, maybe looking for different wines, especially when it's very hot like today. Maybe the drinking periods, the drinking time and drinking occasions also change. It's not anymore big meals. It's more, casual moments.
Sure.
And do you think there would be something you should change in the glasses, or do you already have glasses that are adapted to this changing?
Well, we make glasses for grape varieties, and it doesn't matter if it is Bordeaux Rouge or Blanc, we have a glass for it, or if it's Burgundy, or if it's the Loire for Chenin Blanc, Riesling from Alsace. So we are very keen on making sure that if you have any kind of wine, any kind of fruit, summer or winter, you have the proper glass. Yes, of course, there's a huge trend now, non-alcohol, but this does not change the shape of the glass. And if you want to put ice cubes into my glasses, they will.
It's okay.
The glasses will hold up, but I don't think it's good for the wine. What I suggest, I'm a Bordeaux lover, and I love mainly Bordeaux Rouge. Just chill the wine a little bit. Good. Of course, we know what happens when the wine is too warm or when it's too cold. But when it's hot, like today, plus 30 degrees, I like to have my red wines slightly chilled. And it means that I don't have to drink something I don't want to drink.
No. You won't change the wine.
I won't change the wine, and because of that, I won't change the glass.
Okay. And how do you collect your wines? How did you start your cellar?
Yeah. Well, I got inspired by my father, who was for a long period of time my boss. We are family business, no? 11th generation, yes.
Yeah.
But he was the first one to collect wine, and he taught me quite a bit. But my father is a different kind of collector because he buys en primeur, and then he waited all his life for the wines to age. I buy en primeur as well. Plus, I have the access to my father's cellar, which is good news. But at the same time, I buy at auction. And I buy at auction for many reasons. First of all, auctions allow you access to wines that maybe you don't have access to. Second, if you have a reliable source, you're guaranteed that the wine is in good condition versus a shop that you don't have a relationship to. And of course, third, let's be honest, I always try to make a deal, you know. So at auction, sometimes you're very lucky that you have, first of all, access to a particular vintage of a wine. I'm a vintage 1977. C'est horrible.
It's good for port, maybe.
It's good for port, but also Pauillac made some great wines, but it doesn't matter. You can't buy anywhere 1977. And if you have a relationship to your birth vintage, like myself, at auctions, you get sometimes the chance to buy a Mouton or something special from 1977. So I love to buy at auctions.
Great. That's music to my ears.
Good, good news, good news.
And so you buy mainly Bordeaux, or do you
Depends.
also go in other regions?
It depends. It also depends on the season of the year. Because, for example, Barolo with white truffle, I think this is the perfect food match, and this I would buy mainly in the fall season. So I not only buy French wines, I buy wines from around the world. Lately I buy a lot of Rhone. I fell in love with Rayas, for example, which is 100% Grenache. And it's good to do this at auction because you don't have to buy a full case or you don't owe anybody a favor. And there is more Rayas at auction than maybe you find in stores around you. So I try to collect as many different wines as I can envision to enjoy. But I think I already overbought. And I do this also for the next generation because I'm lucky to have my father's cellar. And my kids will be hopefully lucky if they like wine. They're very young right now to have my cellar.
Do you, I don't know what age they are, but do you teach your children how to discover wine? And
well, they're below the age of 10.
So, okay.
But they already know
That's not a
how
good question.
to select a real glass. They already know how to open a bottle of wine and they know how to serve it. Without touching the rim of the glass, without splashing all over the place. So yes, I bring them up in this way, but they have no access to drink it yet, of course.
Each year, as you saw, we do publish a barometer analyzing the big trends that we observe in the wine auctions on iDealwine. And so you're a champagne lover as well. And what we noticed is that we have both big champagne houses, the most prestigious ones, but we also have champagnes from small producers, cuvées coming from small plots.
Yes.
Quite
This is what
like
you would call a grower's champagne.
Grower champagne on the Burgundian way of doing things from different specific parcels. And I was wondering, which kind of champagne do you like?
Well, first of all, I'm a big champagne lover and I called it my personal crusade. My first wine education I got at Pétanger. I was at a very young age. I just got my driver's license and my father organized me an internship. So I drove from Austria to Reims and I was invited to work there for a full month and I gave cellar tours. And of course I fell in love with Comte de Champagne. But I realized that only the tourists were drinking from flutes. And so I made this my crusade when I lived in New York. And the New York Times wrote about my vision changing from flutes to bigger glasses, such as a white wine glass. And it became I would say, the biggest trend in the champagne world, not to drink champagne anymore from the flute. And I would say I'm one of the main reasons for that. And the reason is the bigger glass, because for me, champagne is one of the best wines, period. With or without the bulle, it is fantastic wine. The education, the know-how, the work, the effort that goes into it, and it's much more expensive, as you know, to produce a bottle of champagne than a bottle of still wine. Second fermentation, the storage. So there is this whole art behind it. And I think people only around the world used to drink champagne for celebration and not as an everyday wine. In me, you find an ambassador for champagne, because most people don't know that you can drink champagne through an entire meal. Because of its structure, because of its acidity. It's such a food-friendly wine that I highly suggest, if you're point blank and you don't know which wine to serve with a meal, champagne always works.
And Tétinger comme de Champagne is still your favorite champagne?
It's one of my favorites. I see myself, and I've made a glass for Croc and Dom Pérignon. And the main reason for that is because I'm so much in love with their wines, and in particular how Croc and Dom Pérignon ages. And for me, it's always a guarantee of quality, and also a guarantee for well-aging potential. Of course, then they introduced the various late releases, which is something that you like or you don't like. I rather have the original release and I age it in my cellar. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. I think we have just a few last questions, very short questions. If you can answer just by just a few words.
I try.
All right. Can you tell me, Maximilian, what is the bottle that sparked your passion for wine?
It must be Petrus, because I worked at Petrus. I did La Vendage in 1997, not the best vintage, but something for me to remember. But it was an older vintage of Petrus, which the Mouillex family, with whom I'm very close, in those days, Christian and Edouard Mouillex, opened for my sister and myself at a very young age. And this is for the first time we realized how a wine, a bottle, a vintage can energize the room. Because when you bring Petrus to the table, everybody goes, if you're a wine lover or not, everybody is with full respect. And I think every wine deserves that same respect.
Which wine is your last favorite?
La Mission Aubryon 1989, yesterday. Casual.
Can it be better?
And before that, Tinanello 1997, of which La Mission, even though it was an older vintage, was more fresh and structured. So I would go for Bordeaux, toujours Bordeaux.
You couldn't live without?
Wine. Every day.
Every day. What's your favorite wine and food pairing?
White chocolate with Pinot Noir.
Interesting. What Pinot Noir?
Pinot Noir.
Do you buy en primeur?
Yes, I do.
Every year?
Every year. Since I returned from the US, so I would say since the amazing vintage 2015.
Your first sip of wine, when was it and with whom?
It was with my family, and it was Moscato d'Asti, because my father is Italian, and he remembered as a child that when he was in pain or crying, that his parents already gave him a little bit of Moscato, and we're talking about an alcohol level which is around 5%. So I wouldn't say it's children-proof and children-friendly, but sometimes here and there, well, it shaped my palate and I enjoyed it.
Do you spit out wine
Yes.
sometimes?
Frequently.
What would be for you a good wine for a beginner?
Riesling from Austria, d'Autriche.
Why?
Well, because I like wines from Austria, and I am Austrian, and I like to promote the wines from Austria.
That's a good reason. The bottle you wish to drink before you die?
Chateau Yquem 1811. That's the wine my father talks about the most, and I've never had the chance to drink it.
Well, Louis Pasteur said, there's more philosophy in a bottle of wine than in any book. Do you agree?
100%.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.